Whoa, now I am your boy Lambo Drew. Definitely excited for this one. Uh, Definitely, man, want to go on ahead, man, and see if we can switch this up. There we go. Even better. All right, thank y'all, man, for tuning in, man, for another edition of the Leverage Show. Y'all already know, man, what time it is, man, out here, man. Thank y'all for being in the chats, man, showing so much love for number two, man. This is the second one, man, from Tuesday night, man. I really want to thank y'all for that very special episode, man, of my guy with being Amed Hazel Week, man, and definitely, man, showing so much love to you guys. You guys, man, really don't know how much and everything, man. I appreciate each and every single one of y'all out there. But definitely, man, this week, man, has been a great week. It's been definitely a week for us to definitely look back and be reflective over the life and the legacy of Amed Hazel, but definitely over all the teachings that he has actually brought to so many of us. Tonight and everything, man, is the finale and the conclusion of what we started on Tuesday nights. I know Tuesday night, man, shout out to each and every single one of y'all for the heartfelt messages, man, for all the support. And then just for you guys and everything, man, just showing so much love, man, right here on the Leverage Show, man. And just being that family, that close-knit family that the Leverage Show family is. And just hearing so much of your support, man. I really got every single message. I want to thank every single person for showing so much love, man. Tuesday night was definitely a show, it was an emotional show where, you know, for about 20, 30, 40 minutes, I went on to kind of really just to kind of talk about, man, who Amed Hazel was, man, to a lot of us. We chance got to know him as the friend, the funny guy, the person and everything, man, who definitely, man, showed so much love to so many people, but was so much knowledgeable out there to making sure that you guys got the information and were able to take the wisdom, the knowledge, and all the nuggets him and Rochelle actually did and then brought that forth so you guys could be successful out here in these arenas, man. So I really want to thank each and every single one of y'all, man. Very emotional one on Tuesday night, man. That came from definitely, man, my right-hand guy, man, Big Amed Hazel, man. You know, the departing, man, and then departing real soon, man. Way sooner than what we would think and we would have for him. But definitely, man, also, man, my cousins passing away, uncles passing away. I mean, back to back, man. It was, I think, the day before that. I think the day before it was the Sunday, my cousin passed away. And you guys got to remember, I had my Uncle Ben who passed away, man, like some weeks before that back home in New Orleans. Just today, man, I literally, man, we're preparing. I was able to talk to my cousin Errol. Shout out to my cousin Errol, man, back home in New Orleans, man. And got the sweet, bitter news just today, just an hour or two before the show, that, man, my aunt passed away, which is my cousin Errol's grandmother, passed away, man, back home, man. So just hearing, man, these news just back to back. Also, literally minutes before the broadcast. So my prayers are with, man, the entire family for my cousin Errol, my entire, man, family, man. You guys already know them as family, man. Shout out to y'all. My thoughts and prayers are definitely with you guys, especially as you guys, man, handle that. Then I got a message. My other cousin just passed away. I'm talking about like 10, 15 minutes before the show tonight. My other cousin, Miss Jalita, just passed away too. So, man, shout out to the entire family, man. You know, my prayers, man. We got family hit on both sides. I just was talking with my cousin, answered another business call, got to another call, and then boom, right before the show, literally, man, it just happened, you know, with another cousin on my opposite side who just passed away. So Mr. Lita, Curran, Alicia, LZ, all of y'all, man, my prayers are with you guys, the whole entire Forges family, man. My prayers are with you guys. My prayers are with the entire, man, family for my cousin, man. Sharon, Barbara, man, I love y'all, man. All the kids, Toya, man, everybody. Y'all know I love y'all, man. My prayers are with you guys, man, as you guys go through this difficult journey, man. So my great aunt passing away, and hearing this and stuff like that, man, just right before this broadcast is just back to back to back of losses, of unexpected losses, just in this 1 week. And then you're dealing with this amazing tribute, man, to everybody. So, cousin Errol, man, keep your head strong, man. Cuz, bro, I love you, boy, more than anything, man. Cuz I'm telling you, the most supportive cuz, man. When we talk about the Leverage Show and the Leverage Show family, man, my cuz, man, just always just that dude. And he knows I turn around, man, and go see him, man, in a minute and stuff like that, man. Every time we touch back home in the city in New Orleans, bro, just because it's always love, man. And we just got a chance just to kind of reminisce, on things, man, and just coming up, man, and just talk about things, man, but, as we were coming up, man. So, man, cuz, man, the full family salute, we there for everything, brother, cuz. So, we going to make this thing happen, man, and continue to keep moving in this right direction. So I really appreciate, man, all of y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, this has been an emotional week for Lambo. A lot of people don't even know this, but because I didn't even tell this to people, but Lambo really had been not trying to be too mobile this weekend. From this week to my back going out, my wife and kids had to take care of Lambo this week. And so a lot of calls and things that I'd normally be on, I couldn't be on, man, due to my own health reasons and stuff like that, man. And then get preparing and dealing with the mental, man, of everything, man, with my guy, Amed, and now dealing with the passing of other family members back to back to back to back just this week alone. It has been insane. Just today alone is like, man, you got to be kidding me. But we end this thing the right way. We end this thing the way we started this thing. With for us, man, we were at the Core 4 event, man, in DC. You would have known and stuff like that of what had to happen, man. And we got a chance to meet up. It was me, Coach Rashid, BOJ, my guy Big Ant, my guy Jack, man, who was a CPMD, man. Terrence Pounds, man. Shout out to Terrence Pounds. My guy Stan Richards, man. Shout out to Stan Richards, man, for all the love, brother. Man, I mean, it was just, I'm just thinking of everybody just on that road. Me, Coach Rashid, Big Ant, Jackson Armstrong. Then you got my guy, like I said, man, Amed Hazel. Who else was on our road, man? CPMD. Shout out to my guy CPMT too, man. It's been just a heck of a week and stuff like that, man. So you guys know and stuff like that, man, to kind of go back through memory lane and then see everybody too, man, has just been something else, man. I actually spoke with, before this broadcast too, there's another one. Shout out to Kid Haney. Everybody knows Kid Haney, man, too, from the broadcast. Kid Haney lost after the show Wednesday night. He lost his son-in-law. So Ken Haney's daughter's husband passed away too. Ken Haney's daughter's husband passed away too. So keep Ken Haney in your prayers. If you guys can send Ken Haney a text, wish Ken Haney, man, your condolences. Send Ken Haney some love, man. Ken talked to me before the broadcast. Say, Lambo, man, I'm not gonna be able to be on the broadcast. Just happened, after Tuesday night show, Wednesday, boom, his son-in-law passed away. So yeah, man, it's my prayers are with Ken Haney, Kim, the entire family, your daughter, man, my prayers are with the Haney family. So you guys know Ken, and you guys got his number, or you guys got him in WhatsApp, Telegram. Reach out to Ken and give Ken a wonderful, man, condolences to his family, man, as they go through a difficult time of him losing his daughter's husband, his son-in-law, man. So our prayers are with Ken. This has been a heck of a week, man. That Lambeau has been, I'm not even going to lie to you, man. It's been tough dealing with a lot of different things just this week alone. I'm not talking about the week before, the week before's, and the week before that. It's just been back to back. 2025 has then definitely had its impact already in this first quarter, going into the second quarter now. And so our prayers are with everybody who's been affected and family members who are affected, and Lambeau's immediate family members affected, as well as friends affected and friends of the show and their family are affected, man. Y'all send some love, send some joy people's way, send some stuff that really brings life to people and really helps lift them up, man, when you can, because you never know what a person is dealing with. And we're in this season to where it's almost like, man, things are just happening back to back to back to back. And you're like, oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. And it's like something else big just happened, and something else big just happened. So it's just shocker after shocker, where we have had seasons of grace, and seasons of longevity and stability, especially with family and friends, especially being right here with this Lever Show. And now it seemed like, things are just happening left and right. For those and everything, man, who know, I talked about a little bit Tuesday night. I said, hey, man, man, the first man, he was like Kobe Bryant in the room. And you guys know I got Kobe over the shoulder, Kobe everywhere, man. Kobe is my greatest. Everywhere you look around is Kobe for Lambeau. And so he was like my Kobe Bryant when I said that. The last time I physically let loose like that and cried, I can physically say as a man, was when Kobe Bryant passed away in 2020 from that horrific, tragic accident that took the loss of him, his daughter, and also players and their family members as well on that helicopter crash. And that literally broke Lambeau to pieces, broke me down. Shout out to me just having an amazing wife and amazing kids. For you guys didn't know, you guys couldn't see, but literally were there being supportive of Tuesday night. They had never seen their father like that, man. And so, my wife's been knowing me 20 years. We were ready to go, built forward tough, and ready to continue to keep going. But, there's just things in life that when you kind of look back, I tell people, I said, I pray that you miss me just a little bit when I'm gone, Pray that you miss Amed Hazel just a little bit when he's gone. Now that he's gone, I pray that you miss so many other people just a little bit. Honor people and show the love for people. There are some people, man, that I will never, ever say, because I would never, ever try to put my mind into that. If something was to happen to them, Lambeau would probably be, hey, we're taking off for an entire week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month or something. We're just going to come back just because of the love that Lambeau and my family carries for so many amazing people, man. That's why we say, man, we really carry you guys in our hearts, our thoughts, our prayers, our lifestyles of everything we do. This is just not a joke. We don't just do casual conversation as in we're just passing by. Hey, we're casually seeing you. We're casually passing by. That's it. No, we don't do that, man. And I really want to thank so many people and everything, man, out here for just you guys' support, you guys' love, you guys' strength, and then continuously to encourage in each other out here as we continue to deal with so much loss and then so much pain from just the loss of so many amazing, great people, man. But definitely, man, my great aunt, man, Auntie Anna Mae, man, she was always one of the ones. I just want to speak on her a little bit before we go into things. She was one of the ones where when you actually seen her, every time I went back home, she was always, I'm trying to tell y'all this right now, come on, baby, come on in here, come on in here. And she loved Pastor Rod Parsley. Pastor Rod Parsley was on everything. She had the magazine, she had mail, My Auntie Anime had so much mail pile up there. It was amazing, man. So one of our last physical times we got to go see her. I physically said, "Yo, I'm pulling up on you, Auntie, because I can't wait to see you." When we was back in New Orleans together before she moved to Texas and was there with her daughter and her other family. And we physically, man, just sat down there, man, and just got to be around each other, laugh, pray together, man, but just have a good time. Just kind of just sit down and just relax and stuff like that about things. So shout out and everything, man, to the family, man. My prayers are with you guys, man. Definitely gonna be missed, man. Tremendous blow for the entire family, man. So thank you guys, man, for dealing with us, for allowing Lambo to come into you guys' lives and come into your homes each and every single Tuesday and Thursday night. That really blesses me. This weekend is Easter weekend. Listen, for those, if you're celebrating Easter weekend, I know I definitely celebrate, man, the risen Savior of my risen faith. That is what definitely is dear to me. Everyone have a happy Easter weekend or a happy resurrection weekend. For those and everything, man, if you're not celebrating, I totally understand for religious reasons, man, but I'm definitely speaking to everyone out there. Make sure you have a happy Easter weekend. Get out there. Happy resurrection weekend is what we call it. Get out there, enjoy your family, enjoy loved ones, enjoy time. Good Friday is tomorrow for those and everything, man. Who you got the fish out there going, man. Make sure you put that fish out there. And you save a couple of pieces for Lambo, man, out there with these fishes out there, for real, for real. And I'm thankful, man. Next week, Tuesday and Thursday night, we will go back to regularly scheduled broadcasts. I will be traveling to DC, Baltimore that Thursday, Friday. I think it's Friday. I'll be in Baltimore, in D.C., so you guys can reach me, Lambo, in D.C. If you're in the DMV area, man, we'll be there on Saturday in, Parkville, if I'm not mistaken. I can try to pull it up real quick. Let me see if I can pull something up real quick for y'all, man. If I can pull this up real quick would be everything. I know y'all already sitting there thinking like, Lambo, you out here, you're supposed to be doing your tribute. Man, we are doing the tribute. We doing the Lambo style. Y'all already know, man. We are definitely, man, gun-ho and ready to go. But I just had to just share some things, man, with some love, with some family, and news real quick for you guys. But for those and everything, man, we're going to even talk, man, even more about that. On that day as well. Let me see if I can actually see this. Where you at? Let me see. Let me see if I can see this. Okay, hold up. Let's see. All right, let's see. Boom, boom, boom. 6, 2, 5, 6, 9. There we go. All right. So we are going to definitely put this out here so that we are definitely getting some things together. All right, here we go. No, I don't need to do that. I need to get let me see, that's not right. Let me see. Hold up. Lambo's gonna make sure that I get the right thing for y'all. That was the wrong thing. To get this right flyer so you guys can get, for those and everything who just really want to go ahead and pop out there or in that area. It's not gonna be a huge big event. I won't say that it's gonna be a big event to where you guys have to go ahead and be sellout room or anything like that. Only what the heck is going on? But it will be a very nice event for those and everything, man, that's out there. May bring a special gentleman, man, named Titus Hall may pop out there for those who know him in the industry. An amazing guy, and as a person and everything, man, of great character as well. All right, this is it. Let me see. Here we go. All right, here we go. So this is it right here, you guys. Attaining the American Dream, April 26, 2025. That's in 1745 East Joppa Road, second floor, Parkville, Maryland, 21234. Again, attaining the American Dream. We're going to be talking about, man, credit repair. Also, we're going to be talking about funding and all that other good stuff. So you guys will have Lambo and another amazing speakers there as well. But majority Lambo will be there to make sure that I'm there to really help give out a lot of nuggets. I'm bringing my wonderful wife, man, and wonderful family, man. They're coming out there with me. So great to see you guys out there. Again, April 26, 2025 from 11 to 3. And then after that, we're going to have one-on-one meetings with you guys as well as a dinner. So it's going to be really nice for those in the DMV area. If you're out there, come meet me in Parkville, Maryland at 1744 East Chopper Road, second floor in Parkville, Maryland on the 26th. That's next Saturday from 11 to 3 p.m. in that area if you're in the Maryland area. So shout out to you for that, man. Definitely, man, going to be an exciting time and really going to have our game together. So you guys definitely want to go on ahead and make sure that you put that on your schedule for that. Let's get into the chats real quick, man. Show some love, man. Hey, shout out to Issa, man. Being that #1 top spot, man. You know, Issa's been that guy, man. I love you, Issa, brother. I really appreciate you, brother, for all your thoughts, your concerns, your prayers. Issa has been out there, man. He's been doing this thing. Issa, we still been laughing at you from Columbus event, man. Issa, I think you may be moving to Columbus, Ohio, brother. We was laughing at you, man, just yesterday, and I was talking with some people over you. So shout out to Issa and everything, man, because I think you may be moving to Columbus, Ohio. You and Queen, man. It was so good to have y'all out there and really have a refreshing. I got to get on the phone with you, Issa. I'm definitely got to make sure that we are tapping into some things. Mother-in-law has definitely been excited to go on ahead, man, and talk to Issa as well, too. And we're ecstatic to really see some great things from Issa. So shout out to you, Issa, man. Thank you, brother, for definitely tapping in and grabbing that top spot, man. Errol said, what's up, Larry Show family, man? Cousin Errol, man. Thank you for tuning on, man, especially all that you're going through, because, like, that means a whole lot, man, for you just to be out here, man. Again, my thoughts and prayers are with you, man, because continuing to battle, man, through everything. So you guys definitely, man, keep your prayers up for, man, my cousin Errol, man, in the family. And this definitely sudden loss, man, of my aunt, man, and his grandmother. Issa showing, Issa got that top spot. You see Issa in that top spot. That boy ain't playing out there, man. He's showing y'all how he doing this thing. Hi, Sir Errol, man. How are you doing? I see you already know fighting a good fight. Life is life. Life better be life, man, but you better keep going, brother, because we ain't doing nothing. We ain't having no other things, brother, around here, brother, but keep pushing. Julie says, thankful Thursdays, Leverage Show fam. Shout out to J50 and J-Dog, man. I am so proud of them, man, J50 and J-Dog. That is still blessing Lambo, man, more than anything. To see this wonderful couple and everything that they are doing to continue to keep helping people, man, and helping people in a big way. But also, man, bringing their sticks. Like they didn't bring their sticks that they should to Columbus, Ohio. But I do think the next meeting, if it's not this month, the following month, they're going to bring their sticks, man, and they're going to really go ahead and show up and show out there, man. So shout out to J-Dog and J50, man, for all the love, the support, man, and everything that you guys do to bring to this channel, but also to keep fighting that good fight with the stick fight that you guys are fighting, man. We love it, man. We have to keep fighting. Yes, we do, man. If we don't do that, man, we in trouble out here, man, because you 100%, man. Julie, how are you doing, man? Issa says, I'm still in shock about Mr. Hazel. A lot of people are still in shock about it. And, you know, the family definitely supporting their wonderful resilience. They've remained literally so privately about this while they're still in shock, I know, to them, this amazing, wonderful general, man. So, yeah, I think we still are, man. My guy, Big Ant, is in the building. Shout out to you, Big Ant, man. What's up, Leverage Show family? Man, Big Ant, we is showing love, man, right here. doing what we do right here on the Leverage Show, man. And we just thankful for all of you guys and all that y'all do right here on this Leverage Show, man. Make sure you guys go like, subscribe to my guy, Anthony DeLoach's channel, because I know he's always killing it. Got a lot of amazing information out there. Listen, I don't care how the markets and everything are doing. Lambo is going to state this. I don't care how the markets are doing. You can still be profitable in the markets. You still have things that are working and are seriously paying, and people are able to make residual income each and every single month. So, you know, every time I see, man, leaders like Jay Ford and Corey Crockett and my guy BOJ that's still out there, my guy Anthony DeLoach, my guy Jackson Armstrong, my guy Coach Rashid, my guy CPMD, my guy Unlimited Freedom, David Cashwell. The list goes on and on of so many great leaders that are still out here and are their pinnacle voices to you guys. I am so proud, man, to know them, but to be able to see what they are doing out here to keep help leading you into space, right? And continue to keep pushing you forward. And I get it. A lot of people are saying, well, Lambo, you know, where a lot of leaders are at and stuff like that. Hey, man, they are still here. They're still crushing the game. And I'm so proud of them that they're killing it out here. So again, go subscribe, like and subscribe to my guy, Big Anthony DeLoach's channel, and allow him to really help bless you with some really amazing tools and tricks that allow you to succeed in life, man. Issa showing love to Julie, man. Big Anthony, what's going on, man? Issa showing love to Mr. DeLoach, man. Julie showing love to Issa, man. My baby showing love to everyone. Shout out to the best wife on this side of the planet, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. There is no other person I would not rather be walking in and moving face forward in life than my wonderful wife, man. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now, man. She is just the bomb, man. Keeps me on my toes, man. And I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. Helps lift me on my toes when I can't lift myself on my toes. Shout out to my wonderful wife, man, for just doing that, man, and making sure that Lambo is there and helping being the leader to so many of you all. My wonderful cousin says, man, hey, how are you doing, Miss Johnson, man? Julie showing love with the love and the roses. Shout out to the Rose game that's in the building going on, man. I really want to definitely point that Rose game out. That Rose game is next level to so many people. I don't even get started and everything, man, about that. But shout out and everything, man, to wonderful J50, man, being in there. Issa showing love to Mrs. Johnson. Julie say, oh, no, I'm so sorry, Lambo, man. Man, thank you, J50, man. Thank you for everything that you say you do. Now, I will say this. Lambo has one request. Lambo has one request for the entire team crafting. Straight up. This is true. This is true. Lambo's got one request for the entire team crafting. That if you're going to go on the Forbes list this year, please let Lambo know, okay? Because I can vouch for y'all. I can vouch. If you go on the Forbes list this year, please let Lambo know. I will definitely be the commentator for y'all to put the voucher, the check mark next to y'all to make sure that you guys are definitely legitimate. Now, they got some other people like George and Caesar. They should be found in the Hudson River somewhere for the crimes that they are committing because they are not and nowhere near on no Forbes list. I don't know what lie they are out there speaking, but boy, they lying and lightning get ready to strike them. So, hey, shout out to the team crafting jumping on that Forbes list, man. Detroit's Forbes list out. Detroit's Forbes list out here, man. Shout out to team crafting. Oh, man, Lambo, boy, I'm a mess out here, man. Oh, y'all go in here, y'all stop Lambo, boy. I'm feeling a whole lot better, man, just off of that. Errol sending love to the fam. Yes, my wonderful wife is sending love to the fam, man, out there for you guys, man. Definitely while dealing with this heartbreaking news, man. My cousin says, thank you. You already know, man. The big general will definitely be missed. Shout out to the big general, man, Mr. Amed Hazel, man. Definitely will be missed, man, but definitely leaving a legacy with so much great knowledge and wonderful memories and everything, man, set behind. But not just that, you guys got to remember, some of y'all are saying some things, and I've been saying, people are saying, man, you missing the voice, man, you got to miss him as an amazing person. But, man, I'm trying to tell y'all right now, y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Because, we're going to go on here. We're going to give time for the family to definitely begin to heal, because that is the biggest thing. And our prayers are for them. But doggone it, man, we got some dogs over there in that Hazel family. We got some dogs over there who definitely know blow for blow of what's going on and how to do some things. So y'all better get ready, because Lambo is always here, the first to say, and I'm saying this on the Leverage Show, it's about to go up. And the Leverage Show, we got them. The family got them. The friends and people around them got them. So y'all go ahead, man. Y'all just get ready. Sit tight, because it's getting ready to get real interesting and stuff like that, man. Time to tell y'all this right now, man. A voice will never not be replaced with the other voices that are already lined up to go even higher. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now. Wow, man, that's a lot, cuz, to take in, man, cuz. Yes, it is, cuz. But guess what, man? We taking it in. And we moving forward, man. It's all militant mindset, 5-star general mindset around here, cuz. And we love you. And we're there for you guys. And we're going to put God first and going to continue to keep moving forward. Condolences to your family, Lambo and Errol, man. Appreciate you, Thomas Stan. Thank you, man. Thomas, man, we were just talking about you too, Thomas. Thank you, Thomas, for you being still out here, man. I had some people had hit me up, man, about some other losses that they had suffered and some other things, some other stuff that went left, right? Some platforms and all of this other stuff, man. Thomas, I really want to thank you, brother. You came out here, however you got here from BOJ or whatever. You came out here to this show, and Thomas, you was really, man, you was on a rampage, man. You had people, man, running back and forward and stuff like that, man. You done had people that, my other people that shut their pages down from you, Thomas, man. So, Thomas, shout out to you, brother. I'm glad you in a better headspace now, man. For real, bro. I'm glad you in a better headspace, man. Thomas, one day I would like to meet you. I don't know where you said that you were at, when you were in out east or something like that. I remember you saying one time, but I would really love to shake your hand, meet you, make sure you're doing good and stuff like that, man, because I'm definitely loving to see you in a better headspace, Thomas. For real, man. What's up, Errol, man? Praying for you and your family. You already know the general says that, man. 7's in the chat for the general. You know what time it is. Thanks, Thomas, and thanks, Anthony, man. That's a beautiful thing, man, out here. What's up, billionaire Julie, man? Showing love to J50, man. That's how they roll around here, man. It's that big dog talk around here. Cuz I love you as well, man, cuz you already know, brother. We thicker than a Snicker, brother. Or them crawfish like you rolling, brother. Them crawfish you cooking, you already know. They stuck tight like glue. What's up, IC? Salute to you, man. The general showing love, man. Julie showing love, the big hand with the dollar bags, man, behind her, man. Y'all already know it's that big talk, man, around here. Hello, Queen Johnson, man, showing love, man. I love to see this and stuff like that, man. They're showing so much love around here. Julie and IC, you already know, man. All right, here. Condolences to Kennard also. Yes, Kennard Haney lost his son-in-law. His daughter's husband passed away Wednesday night. So definitely a heartbreak for Ken's daughter and daughter's husband to pass away. So make sure you guys send Ken a condolence text too as well. Keep him in your prayers, man, as well, man. Kennard too, what a week. Yeah, Kennard Haney's son-in-law, the daughter's husband passed away, man, yesterday. So definitely keeping him in the prayers too, Ken Haney, man. Ken too, no, Ken's son-in-law, the daughter's husband, not Ken. Now, Ken got many more great years. Condolences, Ken. Yeah, definitely praying for Ken, man. What is with these times? This is a lot. Yes, this is a whole lot, man. Dealing with it, everything, man, that we're dealing with out here. Prayers for the family, Ken, man. Yes, definitely prayers for Ken's family, man, because that's something we gonna need. Praying for your family as well, Ken, man. This is crazy, man. Lose your son-in-law, man. wow, that's just one of those things. Mr. Deloach, my wonderful wife, definitely always gonna show love to my guy, Big Ant Man. Thomas says hit the like button. Yeah, make sure y'all hit the like button, subscribe button, share. Lambo Drew TMT. If you're not following on YouTube, if you're on YouTube, make sure you're showing love, man. So shout out to you guys for that, man, and showing love. Thomas, man, said, I see, great to see you, buddy. You already know. Julie showing love to Thomas, man, in the building. You know she better be showing love to Thomas because you already know what time it is. Good to see you as well, Sir Thomas. Let's keep going. There's God that's still working in the middle of the storm. You better preach that, man, I see. You better preach that and then some around here, brother. There's God in the middle of the storm still keeping and bringing refuge and deliverance. Sit tight. I told y'all, man, things is happening, man. Anything you need, Lambo, shout out to you. You already know. Bring them sticks in, the engraved sticks. I need J-Dog, though. Whenever Cecilia gets put back up, I need J-Dog to caress Cecilia and have the stick by Cecilia's mouth while Cecilia stings in it, okay? I just want to see if Cecilia smiles or not while she's singing, all right? Have the stick next to Cecilia while he's caressing the shoulder and taking a picture. That'll be an awesome Forbes magazine picture right there. I'm trying to tell y'all this right now, man. It's on and popping and everything, man. Hey, man, I see Thomas showing love. Julie's talking about that Forbes magazine. That characters, man. Forbes magazine. From, what did they say? From clicks to millions or something like that. Man, I wish that they would chop this video up and send this video directly to him and be like, man, Lambo say, man, y'all stop that foolishness out there, man. What's up, J-Bo, man? Mr. Miami is in the building, man. My little bro, J-Bo, man, showing love to so many wonderful people, man. Really appreciate you, J-Bo, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Man, when he gets down there to Miami, it's over with. He will be out there, man, on the East Coast. Well, come on out east, man. On to the East Coast, Lambo. Bring IC, man. And yeah, man, we could bring IC out east. IC was in Columbus, Ohio just a few weeks back, man. Ken is hosting another event on the 30th. April the 30th in Columbus, Ohio is the next event. We're going to talk more about that next week. We wanted to dedicate this wonderful week to my guy, Amed Hazel. We're going to talk more about that next week. There will be another networking event in Columbus, Ohio on the 30th in about 2 more weeks, with a little less than 2 weeks. So you guys and everything, man, who want to miss, don't want to miss that, man, we'll talk more about that. So Thomas, it would be a great honor to meet you in person. Amen to that. Definitely amen to that, man, because that would be a great time to meet my guy Thomas. Bring him out there. I forgot about Cecilia. Yeah, we got to get J-Dog, man, with Cecilia, man, and probably Toots doing a handstand. So shout out and everything, man, for that, man, and for all you guys showing love. Listen, without further ado, Lambo's going to play the rebroadcast of that first time when Amed Hazel hit this broadcast. Now, I am not playing that whole 4 hours. You guys are not getting that. You guys are playing up until just a certain point. So it's going to be a nice, sizable clip. But it's not, it's literally half of that. So you guys just put that in your mind. But you guys will be able to kind of hear some things that people never heard the first time that were amazing. And love seeing Rochelle even in the chats. And then going back to some different real estate measures and tips and tricks that a lot of people might have didn't even know of, especially subject to, that I am really familiar with. That probably will be one of the last ending of that clip when you hear about the subject to. So just keep that in mind. But subject to was definitely something, but there was a lot of game that was in that, and you guys will begin to hear that. So definitely, man, definitely gonna miss that amazing general, man. But I everybody been saying, Lambo, you brought him out in the best salute and not the way not to forget possible, man. And I would do this with, trust me, anybody, just not because it's Amed Hazel. If you rocking with Lambo, man, Lambo, and you close to Lambo, hey, brother, I don't take that lightly. Like Lambo just gonna take it and just run over it and stuff like that. Keep going. I take that with a sincere heart. You sincerely mean something to Lambo when you're connected with Lambo. And Lambo carries y'all in my heart, man. I carry your families. I carry your loved ones. I carry y'all in my prayers, man. But to an awesome, amazing, funny dude, man, too. But a man full of wisdom, full of wealth, and is full of so much knowledge, man. It was such an honor to get the chance at the end of his journey. You guys got to remember, man, this man, was what, 54, 55, somewhere in that area. So to get the chance to meet him in his latter years, the very end of it, and so many other people had so many great things. We were going through things on Facebook that people had posted on their own personal things. Literally was just amazing about him and what he did and how he changed their lives in the same way. And for God to allow Amed Hazel to be blessed by us the last little bit of his life, of his journey, blessed our life to the entire tremendous, wholesome. But to know him and Rochelle, man, just to seeing them both, and then you see one, you see the other, how each one reacted, how their mindsets were so in sync. The love they had for each other is so in sync. So continue to keep the Hazel family in your prayers, especially the boys, man. Lambo got a chance to talk with the sons as well for just strategies and everything. So Lambo will continue to keep working with the Hazel family and definitely making sure that the Hazel family is still good and that name is still lifted up and ringing bells, man, for years later, even long after, man, his departure from this very place. So proud of you, man, Mr. Amed Hazel, man. Thank you for what you have meant to so many of our lives, how you touched our lives, how you changed our lives. But I can honestly say what you have been blessed and God had put your purpose here is finally done. We can officially say, well done, thy good and faithful servant. Well done. Without further ado, this is that amazing clip of my guy, Amed Hazel, man, right here on The Leverage Show for the very first time, but also the finale of Amed Hazel Week. Love you guys, man. Take care. Everyone have an amazing, great night and enjoy this special presentation. All right. Man, they showing love to Mrs. Rochelle Blue Sky, showing love. Dee Dee's worthy as a lamb. Yes, man. My baby's definitely showing love. Listen, without further ado, I thank y'all for all the love in the comments, right? I told my guy, look, I'm gonna be about 10 minutes. We ain't gonna do no 30 minutes for an hour. He said, Lambo, you're gonna be out here to about 9 o'clock. I'm not doing no hour. I said, bro, look, give me 10 minutes, bro. Don't worry about it. We're gonna run through this, all right? I truly want to thank this special guest tonight. I mean, some people, man, come along in life to really help people and help position people. But not only that he has helped position people, he is helping everything, man, envision people and enlarge their mentality and their thinking and putting people in a mindset that most people may not even know that they are even capable of even thinking of. He's been that guy, and him and his wife. Look, I can't just say him and his wife, who've been a tag team duo, who've been empowering so many people, man, in this culture and helping build their net worth. Where some of you may not even know it, may not even heard his name for the first time and saying, Lambo, what's the big deal? Who is this guy, Mr. Hazel? Why is he coming to the Leverage Show? Why is all of this love being poured into the chats? It's because of the body of the work that he has put in to countlessly helping save and change lives for years in this space. And because of that, man, I got the esteemed honor of meeting him for the first time in Core 4 in DC just a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, got a chance to tell him and his wonderful wife to their face how much that they have blessed and inspired my life. Not just anybody else. I came to tell them to their face, y'all inspired and changed my life. But to be able to sit across from this general and not knowing that 2 weeks later that we will be sitting in front of each other on a camera right here on the Leverage Show to help pour into you guys' life this year. He is hands down this year one of my biggest guests on the show, hands down, without a shadow of a doubt, man. We welcome for the first time to this stage, my guy, Mr. Mortgage Notes expert himself, Mr. Amed Hazel. Shout out to you, King.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, bro. Thank you so much.
Full salute, baby. Welcome to the Leverage Show.
Thank you so much, man. I'm humbled to be here. So excited, to talk with everyone. And I'm really appreciative of you for allowing me this opportunity to be on the show and share the information, So shout out to you, shout out to your wife, for allowing me to share the platform. And shout out to all your guests for, just, paying me the honor and respect to share the information. I also want to, just let you guys know before we even get started, right? I start all my talks the same way. Before we get started, I want to give a big, huge shout out to my wife, Rochelle, right? I didn't get here by myself, right? I didn't get here by myself, right? She is sometimes playing in the background, making sure everything's right, making sure all the technical work is done, helping me analyze and look at deals, and that she does it all, right? So major shout out to my beautiful and loving wife, the love of my life, Rochelle Hazel. I appreciate you, baby.
Full salute to Mrs. Rochelle. You already know. We know I had to give it to, but definitely that's how you do things. We are smart men. We've been married long enough, right?
Yes. Yes.
Well, talk to us, King, man. Listen, man, there's so much love already pouring in. You already know, man, what time it is. We ain't even got to even talk about it even more. It's just so much love, 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 love. Come on now. I really want to know that today, and let everybody know, the Lambo Show is officially turning this show over to the king out here, man, who's doing this thing and helping so many people. So again, without further ado, you guys get ready to hear the story. You guys get ready to hear the journey. But you guys are also getting ready to hear exactly what some things that he's going to break down, share with you guys, and really going to hopefully be informative and life-changing to you in your future. All right? Without further ado, go ahead, Mr. Amed Hazel.
Thanks so much. So let me start with some of my backstory so that you get an understanding of me, who I am, and where I came from. So I was born and raised in Baltimore City. And I was, raised by a single mom for a portion of my life. I'm the youngest of 5 siblings. So my dad has been an avid reader his entire life. I have met so many people that has told me about the miraculous things that my dad has taught them and that my dad has done. So when I was small, I would go to my dad's house on the weekend, and there were no toys, there were no games, there wasn't anything like that. There was no cartoon watching or anything. And my dad would just be sitting there and he would be reading a book. And I would see him reading the book, and I would look around his house and his office for maybe he got some, maybe he got some kids' books here that I could read. So as I'm looking around, I don't see any kids' books, but I'm looking to see if there's anything that has pictures or anything like that. And I saw a book by a man named Joel A. Rogers. And I pulled the book off, and it's like a sort of like a comic book, but it's on Black history. So it's like a comic book. It has some pictures. So I start reading this book, right? Or doing my best to read the book. And whenever I would come across some words or something that I didn't know, I would just go ask my dad. And then we would spend the entire weekend just reading. So I'm reading not books that are designed for an 8-year-old, but books that a college professor would read. But I didn't know the difference. So I would just read, ask him questions. But there was something that was magical that was happening when I left his house. When I left his house and I went back to my house with my mom and my siblings, I realized that I was somehow different. I realized that some of the things that I was trying to talk to them about and share with them was different. They were like, we're not trying to hear that. We don't know what you're talking about. You sound like a crazy person. So from that, I became just an avid reader, and it was mostly to stay connected to my dad because I really wanted my dad. Dads are important. I had so much love for my dad. I wanted to make him proud all the time. And what my dad started doing was he started loading me up with books Like he would give me 5 or 6 huge books, and he would say, have these read by next Friday, right? So he dropped me off on Sunday, have these read by Friday when I come back and pick you up again. So all week long, I got my schoolwork and everything like that, and I'm bombarded with all of these books and stuff. So when I would get to his house on Friday, he would ask me, did you get through all of the books? And sometimes I would say yes. Sometimes I would say no. If I said no, he expressed disapproval. And then when I said yes, he wanted to argue with me about what was said in the book. So he would say to me, tell me what you read. Tell me what you read in this book. And I would try to, regurgitate something, and he would start debating me, right? And I was saying to myself, well, I'm doing what he asked. Why is he now debating with me about, what's in these books? But what I realized he was doing was he was teaching me to stretch my mind. He was teaching me how to stretch my mind. And he was coming in hard with the hard facts too, right? He was coming in with 50, 60 years of experience, right? On top of me at 8 years old, right? He's coming in with the hard facts, and I had to try to digest all of this. This plays a role into how my life began to shape itself and what my thought process is. Let's jump forward, and I want to tell you about me and Rochelle, right? Me and Rochelle, we were in wholesaling real estate. We're wholesaling real estate, and within like the first 18 months of wholesaling real estate, we closed over 135 deals, right? Documented, closed, money in the bank, over 135 deals, right? We were making a lot of money. The challenge was we had the 15-inch monitor. We had the 15-inch monitor that felt like it weighed 300 pounds in the middle of the bed. The reason we had it in the middle of the bed, because what we realized in wholesaling was that you had to become a great marketer to get the leads to come in, right? You had to be a lead magnet to get these leads coming in. So we had to be printing letters and sending out sales letters every day. So what I would have to do is when I send out sales letters, so then I had to become an expert copywriter, right? So I had to become the wordsmith, because when you send out a sales letter or any type of marketing, sometimes the removal or the addition of a single word could make your marketing explode or make it flop. So I'm, tweaking the words, and I'm tweaking the sales letter, and the printer stayed at the foot of the bed. So the printer was constantly vibrating all night long on my feet. So when you know that that's happening, you know that marital relations ain't that great when you got the computer in between y'all, right? But this is what the grind was about. The grind was us doing deals. Sometimes in between us doing deals, we might be on a roll with 3 months, we banging it out, and then we might hit a dry patch for whatever reason. We might hit a dry patch, and sometimes in those dry patches, guess what happens? We broke. We were broke in those dry patches. I remember plenty of times in our dry patches that we didn't even have $20. That Rochelle would say to me, the kids get out of school in 2 hours. You got to find a way to make some money so that we could have some dinner tonight. We need to eat tonight, and the kids need to eat tonight. And what are you going to do? You only got 2 hours before we pick them up from school. Luckily, they got to eat lunch in school today. So I had to put my mind to it very quickly. Again, in my head, I'm back in the living room with my dad, being stretched. I'm being stretched again. So I say, I know what I can do, right? I know what I could do. I can hit up this client, ask them, do they need a sales letter? Tell them that I got some new stuff for them, and I can make a quick $2,000, right? So I hit somebody up. I should be charging $60,000 for the sales letter, but I know if I tell them I'll do it for $2,000, they're gonna hit me with the $2,000 right away, right? I'm gonna do it for $2,000, but I need the money in my PayPal account ASAP. Faster you get it in, the faster I'm gonna get the work out to you. So real quick, I got $2,000 in, right? So I'm like, I'm cool at that point, right? I was stressing a few minutes ago, but then I was cool. I was like, hey, yeah, babe, got that money. What's up? What you want to do tonight? You want to go to the movies, right? I was cool at that point, right? Cool, right? But before that, I was like popping brain cells. But again, remembering back when my dad was stretching my mind. So, okay, we got money, right? Same thing, right? We just was on this roller coaster, up and down, up and down, up and down. Sometimes it was rough. At one point in time, right? I'm gonna just fast forward for a clip. At one point in time, we had got to the point where we were saving dozens and dozens of people's homes from foreclosure, and we were in foreclosure. Right? Sometimes life just life, right? And like on this journey of us trying to figure this whole financial thing out, we've gone through some pretty rough and difficult times, right? We have a beautiful relationship where we have 3 beautiful sons, and in January, we're going to be celebrating 29 years of marriage. However, I would be unauthentic if I said that it was all it's just all roses. It's just all, beautiful and sweet, loving songs. It's amazing. There's been some rough times, right? It's been some real rough times that we've had. And the one thing about my wife is that she don't be playing no games, right? She's like, what are you going to do? You're supposed to be taking care of this. You the provider, right? All right, so why you ain't providing, right? So she ain't gonna hold her tongue, right? So we've had some tight times, but it's always been love between us, and we have climbed out of some very, very dark and difficult situations, right? Especially when you are in business with your spouse. Because I could be like, oh yeah, I need you to do this. She's like, wait a minute. We partners. You don't just tell me what to do. Who you think you are? I'm like, okay. Okay. Could you please take care of this if you feel like it, right? So, we worked out and we've cracked that code on how you can be a couple and how you can work together. We figured out the formula on how that needs to look, and we can help people figure that out as well. So going through really, really rough times, coming out of those rough times, right? We were wholesalers. It got to the point where we were wholesaling real estate during the day and running a martial arts school at night. So we ran the real estate portion from like 8 to like 3:30 in the afternoon, putting out bandit signs, sending out letters, talking to homeowners, going on appointments and everything like that. And then in the afternoon from 4 o'clock until 11 p.m., we ran the martial arts school. And many times it's 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, and we're like, wait a minute. The kids haven't had dinner, and the kids haven't even done their homework. Because my kids were also in the karate school, and my kids were teaching classes as well. My kids were teaching classes, So they never got a chance to do their homework. And it was just wild. And every day, right? I'm not a complainer, but every day I was just exhausted. I was exhausted. And I remember we also ran summer camps for the kids too. So our whole summer was booked. We ran a summer camp all day. And then that night, we would leave the summer camp and go and teach martial arts classes the rest of the night. So I looked at Rochelle, right? I looked at Rochelle. Let me add in one other point too, right? That could seem like a miscellaneous point. The shopping center that we had the school in, we would be parked outside of the school in the parking lot. Well, I'm in the school and the tow truck driver come and put my Tahoe up on the back of his tow truck. And the rule is once he lifts the truck up, your truck is gone. So I run out to school and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, your front tire is on the white line in the parking lot. He's like, you are not completely inside of the parking space if you leave your wheel turn and the wheel touches the white line. So I gotta tow you. I said, okay, bro. I said, I hear that. I said, can I just get inside real quick and get something on my truck? He's like, yeah. I get in my truck and I shut the door and I say, I'm not leaving this truck. You're going to have to tow this truck with me in it. Because that wasn't the first time that he pulled something like that. We were unloading, moving into our place one time in the beginning, and he did the same thing. And I had to pay him like $300 on the spot, or he was going to take my vehicle. So we've been dealing with all this type of life stuff that comes at you fast, right? And it's just banging you all in the face and all in the chest and all in the hitting you in the back and all this. And it's like, how can you the normal person survive it? And I remember we got to a point where we were in the martial arts school and my son from my first marriage had passed away. And Rochelle said, I'm going to close the school for a week. And I said, don't do that. Just close the night that his funeral is, right? Because I don't want everybody, missing class and complaining about that. I said, so she's like, no, I'm closing for the week. I'm not going to argue with her. I don't have the strength, right? I'm just going to let her do what she's going to do. So she closes the school for the week. And then she says to me, there are people that are asking for that portion of their dues to be returned to them that we were closed for the week. So my knee jerk was, I told you not to close the school for the week. Da, 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 da. I just looked at it and I said, we closed. Now, this was late at night. We were packing up, ready to go home. I said, we closed. And she said, I know I'm gathering my things. I said, baby. I put my arm on her shoulder and I said, baby, we closed. She said, you mean we closing the school down? I said, whatever we could put in the back of this Tahoe tonight, it's all we taking with us. Baby, I'm just done. And we walked away from a thriving martial arts business. We were surrounded by 11 different martial arts schools, and we were out earning them by thousands of percent every month. Thousands of percent. And I just couldn't do it any longer, especially with now the death of our son being attached to that. I felt used. I felt disrespected. I felt abused because whenever our martial arts students would have a birthday celebration, the Hazels are going. Whenever our martial arts students are having a challenge or issue in school, Master Hazel is showing up at the school, and I'm going to have a parent-teacher conference with your child's teacher to find out what's going on. Whenever the kid is doing something well in school, guess what? Master Hazel is showing up in his uniform to have lunch with your child so that all of his friends can see that his karate instructor is showing up, taking enough interest in him to sit there and have lunch with him that day. Right? So we did all that type of stuff. And at that point, I just was like, I'm done. So we still had the real estate business, right? So sometimes I think my wife being a little bit of competition with me, right? Because look, this is what she said after that. She said, "Oh, man, you're right. I'm done with this real estate too." I'm like, oh my God. Like, how are we gonna make that work? We closed the karate school, right? That's done, right? And now we're talking about closing the real estate business. Like, what in the world are we going to do now? Like, so she's like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with that. First, she's like, I quit, right? And I'm like, you quit what? You quit the marriage or you quit the business? She's like, well, I quit the business. I'm like, oh, well, we good, right? We good, right? As long as you ain't quitting the marriage, right? We good, right? So, talking about I exaggerate when I talk about her. She phony. So I'm like, all right, look. She's like, I'm done. So, okay. So now I have to go and talk to our mentors because we had real estate mentors. We had paid a lot of money to them. They relied on us to come speak at their events and everything like that because we were their top earners and everything. So I got to go to the mentors, right? So I go to the mentor and I say, we done. Like we just, I don't know what it is. Like we just done. Like we feel like we want to just both jump off of a bridge, right? We just completely and utterly burned out. And I felt tired. My feet always felt like I was wearing concrete boots. I just felt like I was getting old. And my mentor said to me, the Hazels are doing so many deals, you guys should be the bank. And when he said that, I felt like in that moment that I had a divine revelation. I actually felt like lightning struck me in the back of the head. My whole body felt like I was breaking out of a clay mold. I was kind of like, rah, right? I was like, what happened to me just now, right? Something happened. I don't know what it was, but something happened. And I went to Rochelle, and all the hairs on the back of my neck was standing up. And I went to Rochelle and I said, did you hear what he said? And she's still kind of mad and stuff. She's like, yeah, I heard him. I heard what he said, And I was like, no, but did you hear what he said? And she could see my persona and my position. She's like, okay, what? Like, what did he say? Right? I'm like, wait till we get in the truck. And we get in the truck and we got an hour and a half ride home. And I guess I was speaking in tongues, right? Or something, right? Because I'm like, he said, we should be the bank. And she was like, yeah, and I was like, you don't know what that means? She was like, no. What does it mean? I was like, I don't know, but it feels like it means something. And I said, well, what is a bank? And how do they make money? And wait, what is money? Right? I was like delirious, confused, inspired. I felt like I was losing control of my body. It felt like an out of body experience, and I just couldn't explain what was going on. So on the way home, after getting myself together, after about 30 minutes, she's like, babe, calm down, calm down. She's like, what is going on? She's like, you're scaring me. What is going on? I said, how does a bank make money? Because he said we should be the bank. How does a bank make money? The bank makes money from lending money. Wait, is that how a bank makes money? Because that sounds kind of crazy and that sounds kind of dumb. I thought the banks make the money themselves. Well, I don't think they make the money themselves. I think the money is made by the Federal Reserve / Treasury or something. But wait, what is money though? What is it really? Because right now, I'm not sure if I understand what even money is. So through a process, I learned that what most people think money is, it's not. Most people think that money is a $20 bill. That's what most people think money is. It's a $20 bill. That's money. No, it's not money. That's what they call fiat currency. Fiat currency. This is real money. This is a silver dollar. This is a silver dollar. If I go to the store and try to spend this, it's only worth $1. But actually, because it's a troy ounce, it's worth about $25 to $35. And I have some that have certain mint codes on them. Some of them have a little tiny C on them, which means that they were minted in Carson City. Some of those silver dollars are worth hundreds and some of them even thousands of dollars. So when I began to understand that, my mind was blown. Just that concept that we are not spending money, we are spending fiat dollars. We're spending fiat dollars. Now, understanding that we're spending fiat dollars, why is it fiat? Why is it fiat? The reason that it's fiat is because the monetary system uses something called fractional reserves. Fractional reserves. I'm getting to a point, so stay with me. Fractional reserves. So when it's fractionalized, the bank will lend that single dollar bill out 9 times. They'll lend it out 9 times. That's what they're supposed to be doing by law, lending it out 9 times. But if you do a deep dive, you will see that they lend it out close to 400 times. They'll lend $1 bill out 400 times. Now, we can get into the technicals of how they do that. That gets kind of boring, right? Just trust me, and you don't believe me, go do some research and you'll see how they lend out the money over and over and over again. And they charge a rate. They charge a rate Like you guys know, you know some loan rates, they 3%, 8%, 12%, 16, 18%, right? They loan the money out at those percentages. However, as a depositor, when you deposit your money into the bank, they're paying you like 0.0075%, right? They're paying you less than a penny on the money that you put in. So wait, you taking my money in, paying me little to nothing, and you lending it out, you making a whole bunch on it, but you're still not paying me anything. Through this process, there was something magical that started to happen for me. Something very, very magical that I'm getting ready to tell you. I began to lose the emotional connection to what they call money, and I began to lose the emotional connection to this thing that they call the bank. When that separation started happening for me, another explosion happened in my head. And the explosion is that now that I am not emotionally attached to this thing, I can manifest it at will. I can manifest it at will because I'm not emotionally attached to it. Now, I'm not saying that it's not useful. I'm just telling you that it's not real. It's not real. You can do research and find out that President Nixon, took our dollar bill off of the gold standard in like 1971. Right? So check this out. Nixon took the dollar bill completely off of the gold standard in 1971, and due to research, they made gold, the possession of gold, illegal in the United States. They made the possession of gold illegal in the United States. They made the possession of gold illegal in the United States. So they said to the public, turn your gold in. We're going to pay you $35 an ounce. Everybody around the country went and began to turn their gold in, their gold rings, everything. Do the homework on it so you will see what I'm telling you is the truth. I don't want you to believe me. Please don't believe me. I need you to do your own research to find out what I'm telling you is the truth. Everybody turned their gold in at $35 an ounce. They came back the following year in 1972, and guess what they said? Gold is now legal. Gold is now legal at $350 an ounce. There were no revolts in the streets. There was no picketing. There was no fighting. There was no, I'm expecting to see people boxing in the streets, right? I'm expecting to see fires and people chanting and all of that. You know why? At that moment, through simple legislation, they robbed the country of trillions of dollars. They robbed the country of trillions of dollars. And if you really want me to be 100, hold up. If y'all want me to be 100, put a 100 in the chat. Put a 100 in the chat. Once I get some 100s, let me know, and I'm going to give y'all the real truth. Somebody tell me when I get a 100 in the chat. That's what I want to know. Do I got any 100s in the chat? Got you, Monet. Check this out. Check out what I'm about to tell you. We don't even live in a country. Y'all ain't going to understand what I'm telling you. Y'all not going to understand what I'm telling you. We don't live in a country. We live in a corporation. We live inside of a corporation. We live inside of a corporation. Amed, why are you saying that? And Amed, why are you talking crazy? Right? Well, you guys know about this incident, and my son Khalil asked me to talk to you about this tonight, right? Shout out to Khalil, my middle son. You guys heard of an incident called the Titanic? You guys heard of the Titanic? Do you know that J.P. Morgan and the Rockefellers, they set it up so that all of the bankers could get on this ship. All of the bankers could get on this ship. And they sailed the ship out, and the myth was that the ship hit an iceberg. The truth is coming out that the ship was on fire when they were sitting in the docks. The truth is coming out now. And when they sailed the ship out and the ship began to sink, guess what the rule was? Women and children on the lifeboats. The men who were the bankers were supposed to be left on the sinking ship to die. I don't know if y'all ready for this or not. I don't know if y'all are ready to handle this information, because some people are so plugged into the matrix that they will fight anybody that speaks against the matrix. Some of y'all are so plugged in that you might fight me to stay plugged into the matrix. The reason that this thing, like the Titanic, all the men being killed off, was so powerful was this. Now, I want y'all to be ready. I want y'all to be ready for what I'm about to say. The reason that it was so powerful is that there were presidents that were fighting against the privatization of the U.S. currency. I don't know if you're ready. I don't know if you're ready for this. Presidents, if my memory serves me correctly, there were 14 presidents fighting against the privatization of the United States currency. I mean, what are you talking about? What does it mean, right? Well, when you begin to privatize the currency for the country, whoever is supplying the currency for the country now owns the country. The Federal Reserve is not a federal governmental entity. It is a private company that's acting federal, lending currency or money to the United States at a rate mathematically that can never be repaid. That's why the federal debt continues to climb and soar, and at the same time, we can lend out billions and billions and billions of dollars and donate billions and billions of dollars to other countries, because it can't be repaid anyway. Why? Because it's a private company that owns the United States now. And if you want to get super deep, and for my geeky people out there, read The Creature from Jekyll Island, and it tells you the whole entire plan on how this was mapped out and how the United States was bought. United States was bought. And the land of the free. You live in a corporation. some of you not going to want to hear what I'm trying to say, and that's okay. I understand. So how do we get to where we really want to get to? So if we're not using money, we're using currency. And I'm not saying it's not useful, because when I go to the store to buy food, I use their currency. I'm not saying that it's not useful. I'm just saying it's not real. It's not backed by anything. In addition to that, before I go on to the next phase, let me say this. You look at a bill, any bill in the United States, at the top, it says Federal Reserve Note. Federal Reserve Note. Federal Reserve Note. Now, that's not what it always said. You can look at some of the old currency, a dollar bill, a $5 bill. I'm like, you don't even have to go back to where the states used to have its own currency. Each state used to have its own currency until the Federal Reserve got involved. It used to say Silver Reserve Note. Silver Reserve Note at the top of it. Then it changed to Federal Reserve Note. Now, I'm getting there. Bear with me. I'm getting there. So, at one time, let's just talk the Western days, right? Somebody might come into town and they got a little bag of gold, and they got this gold, and they go to the money lender and they say, I'm gonna be in town for 7 days. I'd like you to hold on to my gold. So the money lender puts it on a little scale, and the money lender would say, this is $500 worth of gold. So the person says, okay, fine. The money lender writes them a receipt, a note, and then he takes those notes and he's able to go and spend them at the bar, spend them, in them houses where all the girls be at, right? People's getting wild, right? We adults here. And then when he was done at the end of the 7 days, he would come back to the money lender and he might only have $300 worth of notes left. So then he would give those notes back to the money lender, and the money lender would take away 200 pieces of gold and give him his 300 pieces back, or $300 worth back. Right? So this is how the currency began to come about. The name of the book is called The Creature from Jekyll Island. The Creature from Jekyll Island. You put The Creature in Amazon, it should pop right up. The Creature from Jekyll Island. So the person could now go to another town and he's got 300 pieces of gold, and he can do the same thing there. So eventually, United States said, how can we make this a system? Because sometimes you could be in Maryland, and Maryland had its own currency or notes, and you go to New Jersey, and New Jersey won't accept Maryland notes. So they had to figure out a system for making it universal in the United States, right? Look up, go on YouTube or something and look up the history of money. The history of money, right? And there's been, in the history of mankind, 674 different fiat currencies, and they have all gone to zero. By nature, fiat currency is all going to go to zero. Now, when you look at the top and it says Federal Reserve Note, the reason that it says note is, we're going into the next phase now. When you have a note or a promissory note, it comes with stipulations on the amount of the note, It comes with stipulations on how much of this is supposed to be paid back, etc. Right? So when you're using a Federal Reserve note, by definition, that means that this is something that has to be paid back. You didn't hear what I just said. If you heard what I just said, you would be probably joyfully afraid. Note means that it's something that has to be paid back. So you are using the currency. How are you going to pay back the currency? You're like, well, it's mine. No, it's not. No, it's not. Walk into a bank or something and set a $100 bill on fire and see if it's your currency or not. It's illegal to destroy legal tender. Can't do it. You don't even want to be on camera showing that you're tearing money up. You might be getting paid by paid a visit by some law enforcement if you do that. So you have to pay it back. It's a debt. Now, how are you going to pay it back? I have my understanding of how it should be paid back. I don't know if you have an understanding on how it should be paid back. But let me tell you, my understanding is that it's going to be paid back in blood. That's why, we have draft laws in the United States. Somebody's going to pay it back. Somebody's going to pay it back. We have honor and respect to all of my military personnel. I love our citizens that sign up for the military and fight in the military. I'm a little cautious. Y'all not gonna like me after I say this. So be prepared not to like me, and I'm okay with that. I'm a little cautious on saying that our military is fighting for freedom. I'm okay if you don't like me anymore. I'm okay with that. I'm here to tell you what I feel is the truth. I believe that many times our military is being used by billionaire businesses and corporations to go and expressly implement their agendas. I'm okay. I just want to put it out there so you'll know that this is what I believe. And if I'm not liked because of it, I'm okay with it. I love our men and women with all my heart that go and serve. I love them with all my heart. I'm not always sure about the mission or the agenda. And one of the things that has me greatly concerned is why in the heck that we send people overseas to fight in wars, and then when they come back disabled, hurt, injured, sick, we're not even taking care of them. We're not even taking care of them. Go visit a VA hospital. We're not even taking care of them. We're not even taking care of them. You serve in our military and you go fight in the war, even if you just serve in the military, you should never have to do anything else again. You should never have to do anything else again. You did your time. You served with your life. All right. All right. So when we look at the fiat currency and we begin to, emotionally detach from that, now we get to understand when the United States get this capital from the Federal Reserve, what do they do with it? Where do they invest the money? They invest the money in mortgage-backed securities. They get mortgage-backed securities. They invest the money in mortgage-backed securities. So we say that they lend the money out, which is true. They lend the money out. When they lend the money out, they're lending it out on people buying houses. Their primary product, the bank's primary product, is that they lend the money out so people can buy property. Now, the money isn't real. The money isn't real. We established that. The money isn't real. But they lend it out to people to buy property because people want to have a place to live, right? If you don't want to have a place to live, you sleep outside, right? Sleep outside in the woods, and that might not even go too long for you because somebody might come swoop you up and put you somewhere else, right? But if you want to live in a house with a roof, right, you can get a mortgage or you can rent from somebody that has a mortgage. Okay, so now that the government, the banking system, the Treasury Department, whoever we want to talk about right now, want to lend out the money for you to acquire the property, you live in the house. Congratulations. Congratulations. But guess what you just gave up? There's something that you gave up that you might not be fully aware of. You gave up your freedom, your money, your peace of mind, and ultimately you gave up the freedom to control your own destiny. You gave up the freedom to control your own destiny. And I know this for certain. I know this for certain. This isn't an opinion at this point. I know this for certain. And the reason that I know it for certain is because we've been in the mortgage-backed security space for 2 decades plus. And we have bought, sold, underwritten, traded more than $4 billion worth of mortgages. So I think we know a thing or two about the space. That's all I'm saying. I think we know a thing or two about the space. So when you get that mortgage now, hopefully, you got your family, maybe it's just you, right? But you might have a family, you might have kids, yada, yada, yada. Any man that has been in this situation where he owns a house and a family, and then there's a divorce happening, what's the first thing they take it from you? Your property, right? I've been through that situation too, right? So the property now is used to control you. And because you have that mortgage, you technically own the property, but it's being controlled by someone else. And this is what we call controllership. So in the real estate game, there's a hierarchy. There's a hierarchy in the real estate game. There's 3 levels. One is what we call the brokers, right? Those are the wholesalers, the bird dogs, the real estate agents, the real estate brokers. That's the bottom level of the real estate hierarchy. Bottom level. Because they don't actually own anything. They're just facilitating the transactions at that point, right? They're not the buyers. They're not the sellers. They are facilitating the transaction. You have the next level that we call the owners, right? They could be landlords, they could be commercial developers, they could be, farmers, anybody, homeowners, anybody that actually owns the properties. We classify them as the owners. Then there's a top tier. This top tier is what we call the controllers. The controllers are the private money lenders. The controllers are the note owners. The controllers are those that own hedge funds and private equity funds. And then above those is like the bank managers, right? The bank managers, and then above like bank managers would be the Federal Reserve, right? Where do you want to be at? Do you want to be in the controller group, or do you want to be at the bottom? Do you want to be at the middle? You can choose where you want to be. Rochelle and I decided a long time ago, that we wanted to be in the controllership. So as a controller, now that I own the mortgage, and I'm gonna go into it a little bit more, right? Somebody let me know if I got a time limit. If I don't have a time limit, let me know.
Man, you ain't got no time limit, man. You're doing good. You're lighting us all up right now, man. Go ahead. Again, back to the normal schedule program, sir.
Thank you. Yes, sir. So what we realized is that, like, us as controllers, right? We call it controllership, that because we control the debt, when we control the debt, the homeowner, what happens if the hot water heater goes up? Well, the homeowner lives there. The homeowner has to go and fix the hot water heater. But the first of the month, the homeowner has to pay the mortgage to us. The homeowner has to pay the mortgage to us. Did we have to worry about the hot water heater? Did we have to worry about the roof? Did we have to worry about anything going on with the property? Nope. But 100% of the mortgage comes to us. 100% of the mortgage comes to us. Now, that homeowner, after they make their payment on the first, and I know some of y'all are like, well, I pay mine on the 14th, right? Whatever, right? Whatever. From the time that the homeowner makes the first payment of the month, the homeowner has to now work every day to acquire money. Let's give me some leeway and just let me use that term. Have to acquire money to be able to pay for the next month. So the homeowner is working, right? We take a 30-year mortgage. The homeowner is working the first 15 years just to pay back the majority of it in interest. Do you hear what I'm saying? The homeowner is making the majority of the payments for the first 15 years in interest. So we don't have to talk about this from a black-white perspective. I'm saying that from a capitalistic perspective, most people are slaves. Most people are slaves. Because you have to constantly keep working and working and working and working and working to pay back money on a property that in the beginning you don't even technically own. You technically own it on the document, but it's being controlled by somebody else. They getting the interest. So when me and Rochelle discovered this, we said, golly, God, wow. We ain't trying to fight the system, but we gonna play the system. So how can we be a part of the system? Now, when we're a part of the system, we gonna come in and deal with the homeowners with kid gloves. Because when we were in a situation and we got foreclosed on, they handled us rough. And the story behind that, in short, because I'm going to this a whole nother hour, but essentially, I was a firefighter working in Montgomery County, Maryland, right outside of DC. I was on a chemical and biological weapons team. I was on a hazardous materials team. I was working under, the team that Bill Clinton personally put together, and I got hurt on the job. And when I got hurt on the job through a technicality with the paperwork, they decided not to pay me for 2 years. So I had to fight that battle for 2 years. And because I was fighting that battle for 2 years, I wasn't getting workers' comp, and I didn't have any money. I was hurt. I couldn't work, and they weren't paying me. So I started having my vehicles repossessed, and my house went into foreclosure. They eventually foreclosed on it. And I'm like, what do you want me to do? I'm not on drugs. I was going to say I'm not a crackhead. I'm not a crackhead, but I wasn't a crackhead. I wasn't on drugs. I wasn't drinking alcohol. I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't gambling my money or anything like that. I was going to work every day, serving my community, putting my life on the line. And through one technicality of the paperwork, they said, we're not going to pay him because he's not injured. But then after a 2.5-year battle, a judge said, looking at all his medical records, he is severely injured. Why wouldn't you guys pay him? And they granted me a full retirement. Right. So you look at somebody and you see them going through foreclosure or a difficult time, and you say the reason that they're going through a difficult time is because they're a bum. They didn't do this right, or they didn't do that right, or something. No, life was lifing. Life was just lifing on me at the time. And it promoted me and prompted me to do something different in my life. And when I thought that there were demons ripping me to hell, there were really angels ushering me up to another level. Angels ushering me up to another level. And because I was fighting to hold on to stuff, it felt like I was being torn apart. Now, I will say,
I got to come in and get that Lambo bell for this one, and I'm going to let you go. Keep dropping.
So during this time, I was in the bed, and I was just laying in the bed for 2 years. And Rochelle came home one day because my baby had to get a job. My baby had to get a job, and she had to start trying to take care of us. And she said, babe, she said, first of all, why you got this heat up on 90 degrees in this house? Secondly, you laying up in this room, you in the bed. She's like, you stink, babe. She's like, I need you to get up. I said, babe, I can't move. She's like, what are you talking about? I said, my body is so weak, I can't move. She had to come over, get my legs out of the bed, get my hands, pull me up out the bed, wrap her arms around me, help me stand up, walk me to the shower. I got in the shower. I just put my arms on the wall like this, and she had to actually wash my body. I didn't know this then, but I realized this later, that I was probably clinically depressed. Right? So That was a whole bad experience. But from that, it got us into real estate, got us into wholesaling, right? We started making, mental changes in our life, and we started to change the whole plan, got into actually buying mortgage notes. We started buying mortgage notes. So when we started buying mortgage notes, right, I'll tell you the quick story behind that. So we were working with a NASCAR driver on his property. And the NASCAR driver didn't want to go into foreclosure because he didn't want to lose his endorsements, his NASCAR endorsements. So we were helping him with his property. Things got wiry. They saw we was about to close the deal for him. He started trying to hit me and Rochelle up for money on the side. We refused. And then we had to tell the bank we were backing out of this deal because he was acting crazy. The bank said, I'm so sorry that you guys have put in so much time, energy, and effort into this. We want to do something for you guys. And I said, can you sell me mortgages? And the guy said, we can't sell mortgages from our bank, but I know somebody, another banker friend of mine that does. And about a week later, I was driving home from my kid's soccer game, and I got a phone call. And I thought it was a bill collector, so I started not to answer it. But the spirit hit me again and said, answer that phone, right? So I answered the phone, and the guy said, I'm so-and-so calling from so-and-so bank. I heard you want to buy mortgages. I heard you want to buy mortgages, right? So we started buying mortgages from the bank, and there was something, I'm gonna get to the good part for y'all. There was something that I realized. I realized that the bank is selling us a mortgage at a discount. I was ready to pay face value. The bank said, no, we sell at a discount. What do you mean? Well, if you buying this mortgage, and let's just say we were in Baltimore, so we're dealing with a lot of low-end houses, right? The bank says if you're buying this mortgage and it's $50,000, the face value of the mortgage is $50,000, we might sell this mortgage to you for $10,000. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can count to 10. You 10,000? They're like, yeah, 10,000. Wow. Okay. So what's next? They were like, well, we don't really know because we've never really sold to a private company like yours. We've never sold to a private company like yours. We only sell bank to bank. So we don't know or have any of the documentation. We don't fully know whether if you can do this or not, but we're willing to try since you helped my man at the other bank. We're willing to try to help you too. So I said, okay. So I said, let me and my wife do some stuff on our side. We're going to work with you guys to make this stuff happen. So Rochelle, look, we got to find out how to get this done. We need to talk to some lawyers. Rochelle's like, okay, let me find something. Right? So we're looking up information. No information anywhere on the internet. No information anywhere on the internet. And I'm like, well, how are we supposed to find this out? Gotta jump on the phone, right? Gotta start calling people. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? Can you help us? So we finally found an attorney that was like, yeah, I can help y'all, because 11 attorneys told us this is illegal. Listen to what I'm saying. 11 attorneys said this is illegal. 11 attorneys said this is illegal. Now, I just told you in the real estate hierarchy that buying notes is in the controllership realm. Attorneys work jobs, right? This is in the controllership realm. So those attorneys, their legal expertise, my real estate attorney would know. He might know now, but he ain't know 20 years ago. Their level of knowledge couldn't reach up that high. But we found one that said, not only is this not illegal, but I can begin to help y'all. And we began to pay him to draft the documents. We would have to reach out to a bank and say, can we get the documents that you guys currently use with another bank and let us see those documents? And we began to cut and piece together all of the articles from that document and formulate it for a private company. Me and Rochelle built the system. And the reason that I say we built the system and we pioneered the industry, because whenever we was calling around to real estate offices and real estate attorneys, I basically called every real estate investment association in the United States asking for help. And none of them could give me even an inkling of what was going on. Not even an inkling of what was happening. And we formulated the documents and everything like that. And we began to do deals. And our first deal was on a property in Florida. And we paid, I ain't gonna tell you what we paid. It was a low amount of money that we paid for it. I can give you numbers. Right? So we paid like around $20,000 for the deal. We wind up selling the deal for, I think it was something like $68,000. And let me tell you how that deal went. So I had to go to Chicago for an event. And I'm talking to Rochelle in the event. I had left messages for all 12 attorneys. And me and Rochelle, we talking, everything like that. I'm at the event. I barely got enough money to be at the event, right? I'm hoping that somebody don't say, bro, buy me dinner, because I'm scratching and scraping myself, right? And Rochelle, as I said to Rochelle, do you think I should carry my laptop into the event with me? And she said, boy, no. She's like, don't lug that big laptop at that event, because back then I had the giant laptop, right? I had the King Kong of laptops, right? So she's like, don't drag that thing in that event. So I said, okay, cool. So I go downstairs, catch a cab to the event, and it's freezing. And I'm walking into the event, and Rochelle is calling. I'm like, now I just talked to her. Right? We was on the phone for like 2 hours in the morning, right? Because she want to talk to her boo, right? So I'm like, why is she calling me back again? So I answer the phone as I'm walking through the front door of the hotel. And she said, babe, guess what? And I said, what, babe? She said, one of the attorneys called back. I'm like, okay. She's like, he said he could do it. He said he could do the deal. So what happened was, I had called the 11 before I went to Chicago, and they all said, what you trying to do is illegal. You're going to go to prison. It's a scam. Blah, 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 blah. Can't believe you call here with a scam. This, that, and the third, whatever. And the 12th had not called me back yet. But as I was going to the event, she said the 12th had called me back. Babe, he said he could do the deal. Babe. I said, what I need you to do, right? I'm going to tell y'all this. She's going to get mad when I tell y'all this. So during this whole time for like a year, I was telling her, babe, I'm figuring this thing out. I'm figuring this mortgage thing out, this, that, and the third. Guess what? The bank said this, and the bank said this, and the bank said that. And she's kind of like, yeah, but you still ain't got $20. So how is this going to work, right? How are we going to get some money up in here? That's all I'm trying to hear right now. And she wasn't trying to have no parts of it. She didn't want to hear about it. She didn't want no parts of it. And then when the attorney said he could do the deal, I could hear in her voice, there was like a glimmer of like hope now, right? There's glimmer of hope. So he said he could do the deal, babe. I said, okay, great. I said, all those emails and stuff in my email that I have been sending back and forth for the last year? Yeah. I said, well, now you got the homework of going back into my emails, going through all of my emails for the last year, reading all of my notes, all of my correspondences, and figuring this out because I'm getting ready to go into this event. So about 2:30, 3 o'clock that afternoon, Chicago time, she called me back and was like, I got all your notes. I read all your emails. I read all your Post-it notes that you got, stuck to the side of the computer and everything like that. She's like, I think I got it figured. She said, I think I got it figured out. I said, okay. I said, so what you're going to do then is you're going to work with the bank on your side. You're going to work with the bank. I said, but I'm going to call the investor back. And I'm going to work with the investor. And when I called the investor back, when I called them back, the investor was like, okay, I'm going to come up with the money to make this happen. And long story short, we closed the deal out. And again, we went from not having any money. And I don't think y'all may understand what any money may mean, right? We went from not having any money to now being like 38, 48, something $1,000 richer. Now, what you might have missed, because I gave you a huge secret. I gave you a huge, huge secret. If you're listening carefully, I gave you a huge, 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 huge secret. Y'all ready? If y'all ready, give me some 100s. If you're ready for this huge secret. Because this is a money piece that I'm about to give you. Let me know when I got some 100s. So I can hit y'all with the money piece. I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Y'all bring them 100s out, man. Y'all bring them 100s out, man. Let's go. Y'all already know. Let's drop this game, man. Let's go get this right.
All right, Monet.
100s. They coming in.
So check this out. I'm glad I got the 100s, right? Keeping it 100 with y'all. The secret is this. The bank presented me with the opportunity to buy. And I sold it to an investor using the investor's money to make the purchase. Y'all ain't ready for that. Y'all ain't ready for that.
I got to come get at the Lambo Bell. Hold up. Keep going, King.
Y'all ain't ready for that. I'm going to say it again. The bank presented me the opportunity. I didn't have any money. You don't understand. I didn't have any money. I had barely enough money to eat on the trip. I was hoping that I seen one of my boys there, right? One of my boys named Matt. I was hoping that I seen Big Matt to hook me up with some food or something, which he did. He actually took me out to a spot and I had some Chicago pizza. It was the first time having it, right? I ain't a fan of it, but my boy Matt hooked me up, right? So The bank is presenting an opportunity, and I didn't have the money, but I knew the buyer. I knew the buyer. So the buyer sends me the 68,000 or 78, whatever it was. The buyer sends me the money, and I use his money to actually make the purchase of 20,000 for the deal. And now the balance or the arbitrage is in my account. All I'm trying to do is look like a champion to my wife. That's all I'm trying to do, is look like a champion to my wife. Because I could tell after rolling and rocking with me for so long, right, it felt like to me she was losing faith. That's what it felt like. Now, I ain't saying she was, but it felt like that to me as a man, that I wasn't doing my thing. So at that point, I was the king again. And then I said, I ain't ever let myself feel like that again. I ain't ever let myself feel like that again. So that started the whole process. Like, yo, as many of these deals that we could get in, we're going to push them out. The challenge was that the investor marketplace was still not up to par. And it's still 20 years later, not completely up to par. It's still not completely up to par. So understand this before I go in on the investor marketplace. Understand this. I did it on a deal that the bank was giving me the opportunity on for 20,000. But now they give me the opportunity on 20 million, 30 million, 50 million. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all not ready for it. Because you still want to think, oh, the bank is almighty God. The bank. The bank is in financial trouble. The bank is suffering. The bank has the credit score that you can look up and most of the time even request it from them. And if you get their bank credit score, they have a lower credit score that they can't even get a loan from themselves. Man, I don't want you to believe me.
I'm hitting the bell on that one. Go ahead, King. Go ahead, King. Too much firepower in here, boy. Woo!
I'm telling you, they can't even get a loan from themselves, and I don't want you to believe a thing that I'm saying. I don't want you to believe a thing that I'm saying. Please do not believe me. Go and do your own homework, and you'll discover, wait a minute. They broke. So all of this is a farce? Yes. So that's why they would sell to a private company like me and Rochelle, because what we're doing is we're helping them turn the money faster. We're helping them turn the money faster. That's why it's called Current C. Current C, because it needs to be moving. It needs to be moving. The faster we can turn it, the faster they can be profitable and lend it back out again. Because think about it. If the bank lends you $500,000 for a house, they're giving you 30 years to pay it back. 30 years. And by the time you pay that $500,000 back, you've paid back like 1.5 million. Easy thing to figure out. Go on Google and Google mortgage calculator. and start playing around with it. And you'll see that what I'm telling you is the truth. You'll see that what I'm telling you is the truth. You start delving into the finances of mortgage-backed securities, and you will see that what I'm telling you is the truth. The majority of the time, the major public is blind to all of this. They're blind. And they don't want you to notice. That's why they don't teach finances in school. This is the reason that they don't teach finances in school, because they don't want you to know or understand how it works. They don't want you to be in the know. They just want you to sign up for the program and work until you die to pay the money. That's it. So me and Rochelle said, no, we don't want that system. We want to be in controllership. So we can buy mortgage debt and we can say, let me give you guys some numbers, right? So that it's clear. So many times the banks will send us a portfolio. And the portfolio, let's say it has 200 loans on it. That's 200 loans. And what we'll do is we'll itemize the loans, right? How much this one costs, how much that one costs, whatever. So sometimes after itemizing the loans and working it all out and whatever, and Rochelle does a lot of this on the back end. My son Khalil does a lot of this on the back end, right? So once it's all itemized and worked up, we look and we see one of the loans is only coming out to be $2,500 that we're going to be paying for it. It's only $2,500. So what we can do then is we start looking at who's owing the money. Who owes the money on this? So when I pull up the data on the owner, I see that there's a lady, her payment is $125 a month. But she's 78. $125 a month and she's 78. I look at Rochelle, say, is it cool if I bust a move? Rochelle say, go ahead, bust a move. And I write her a release of lien. Miss Johnson, you no longer owe this mortgage. You no longer owe it. I just gave her the balance of her mortgage for free because I'm a controller and I can do that. I'm a controller and I can do that. And it doesn't matter what the size of somebody's loan is. If I choose to, I can simply release them from their lien. So yes, we make a lot of money, but we also work to do a lot of good. We work to do a lot of good. And we do moves like that all the time. Right? And I know we got the Lambo bell, but then I hit him with this.
That was easy.
Oh, I'm about to say, my button ain't working.
That was easy.
Yeah. I release him from it. Yeah, I release him from it. Right? Because I'm a controller, I can release him. Who wouldn't want to be a controller? Who wants to just sit and just work all the days of their life, not enjoying life? Can't go outside, gotta go to work every day, all day. I ain't want that. I put my life on the line for the fire department. I was hazmat, which meant that I dealt with bombs and explosives too. I dealt with chemical fires, everything. I dealt with something called AFFF. aqueous form, film, and foam, of which now they say they've known that it was a cancer causer. Don't believe what I'm saying. Look it all up. I dealt with all this. I put my life on the line for less than $30,000 a year. I served my county. I got pictures of me going into burning buildings ablaze. And I did it with a smile on my face. And I went to work lovingly every shift. I had a crew that I work with. I loved them with all my heart, like they were my family. But when a technicality came up, they said, oh, we're not paying him no more. We can get rid of him. So I said, you know what? You know what, God? I hear your message again. It's time for me to take my destiny into my own hands. It's time for me to be the true man that I'm supposed to be. It's time for me to stop whining and complaining and I got to stop acting like a victim. And I got to act like the king that I am for my family. So I went from that to now talking to billionaires on a regular on the phone, helping them purchase assets, invest capital, and everything. And me and Rochelle have been able to set up successfully private equity companies, and we were at one time the first IPO in this space. We were approved to operate as an IPO in this space. Not only were we the first ones to operate in this space, but we were the first minority couple. I don't think that there still is a minority couple or person registered with the SEC as an IPO in this space. I got receipts. Don't believe what I'm saying. Please don't believe what I'm saying. I would be upset if you believed what I'm saying. I need you to do your own research so that you won't believe what I'm saying, but that you will know what I'm saying is the truth.
Don't worry, Sheila, I'm on it. Ringing that bell.
Yes, sir. You'll know what I'm saying is the truth, right? I don't like believing, right? Believing means that I have to have faith. I need to know. I need to know. Is this thing true? Is this thing right? Is it what they're saying it is? Whatever, right? So we began to do deals. Then after a while, it becomes like a thing of redundancy. It's like, yeah, okay, we did deals. Okay, how many deals we do this month? Okay, we did 100 deals this month. Okay, cool. All right, how many deals we gonna try to do next month? All right, just so I could feel like I'm a winner, let's see if I can hit 200 deals in a month. Let's see if I can hit 300 deals in a month. Okay, we doing that. That's cool. Great. How much we raised this month? Okay, we raised, 5 million. Okay, great. Let me see if I can go out and see if I can tackle 10 million. Okay, the following day, somebody called me and said I got 10 million. Oh, now I got to raise it up to 20 million. Let me see if I can go out and raise 50 million. Let me see if I can go out and raise 100 million. Let me see if I can go out and raise $500 million. And I've done that. And I've said that publicly in rooms of people that do the same thing. And nobody could refute what I'm saying. I got people on here that's watching this YouTube right now that have heard me and witnessed me doing this same thing in a room full of people that do the same thing. And that they are smart enough to know that if I was lying, they could call me out on my lies. Because I start telling people that was in the room at the time, oh, I remember when you started. This is when you started. Not only do I know the month and day and year that you started. I know what you started with. I remember how much capital you started with at the time. I remember you started with 200,000. Right? So we are talking about, like, this is the space to be in. Now, guess what? Guess what? I'm not judging anybody right now, but I'm going to make a statement. Y'all may not like me after I make this statement. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay if you don't like me after I make this statement. I hope y'all are ready for what I'm about to say. Most people would rather take their money and invest it in a crypto program instead of investing it with me or investing it in training or to learn how to do the same thing. And I'm going to tell you why most people would want to do that. Most people would want to do that because it takes the obligation away from them to be responsible for their money. You don't want to be responsible. You want to say, I gave it to the program. I gave it to the platform because they said that I was going to get 1% a day. That's what they said. I'm thinking, wait a minute, 1% a day, right? So that's going to be anywhere between 20 to 30% a month. Wow. I need to know, how is somebody generating those types of returns? I want to know how somebody is really generating one of those types of returns. Well, see, you got to understand the algorithm is, and we put the one over here and it can't. They don't want to hear that. Show me how you generate those returns. And then before you know it, rug pull. Rug pull. Or the platform can't sustain generating those returns over and over and over and over again. Now, in all transparency, I put money in those platforms too. But I did it knowing full well that I was going to lose the capital. I did it full well knowing that I would or could lose the capital. So to us, right, I'm not a gambling man, but to us, it was kind of like, all right, let's roll the dice and see what happens. Let's roll the dice and see what happens. Let's have some fun with it. And I've lost, me and my family, we've lost a lot. And I remember one month we lost like $1 million. I saw somebody make a post as I was coming into the room that said, yeah, don't cry at the casino. We never cry at the casino. Absolutely not. We never cry at the casino. I know what it is. It's a casino. Why would I cry? But let me tell you about this mortgage-backed security space. When I invest money, guess what I know? That it's backed by a property. It's backed by a property. It's backed by a property of which I can evaluate the value of that. It's backed by a property. But most people still want to say, I gave it to the program, because they don't want the responsibility of learning how to do this space. They don't want the responsibility of having to look at the numbers themselves. And I'm not talking about like you got to know calculus. I'm not talking like that. Do y'all really know who y'all are talking to right now? Do you really know who you're talking to right now? I forgot to tell y'all. I'm a high school dropout. You ain't hear what I just said. You didn't hear me. I'm a high school dropout. I dropped out of high school, not because I was on drugs, not because I was in the gang, not because I couldn't handle it. I had to drop out of high school because I was a teen dad. I liked them girls. I was a teen dad. And I now, at 16 years old, had a family to take care of. I couldn't go to school all day long and work to provide for, my girlfriend at the time, who later became my wife, and my son, and I had a son on the way. And I had my own apartment and all that, bills and everything like that, at 16 years old. I left home at 16 years old, and I've never returned since. Now, later went back, got my GED, and enrolled in college, majored in biology. Me and my wife, Rochelle. First marriage was a disaster. Right? So I learned, and then when me and Rochelle got together, y'all know I did my thing. Y'all know I was experienced at that point, y'all. I did my thing, right? I knew how to make the second marriage work. Right? So the first one, fumbled, right? Fumbled the ball, right? But I knew how to make the second marriage work. So I need you to understand that if you can read and write, if you can add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and you don't even have to do it yourself because we got calculators on our phone, but if that is the case, then I can work with you. Now, let me tell you something about working with you. When I work with people, right, I don't discriminate, but I don't like working with moo moo, boo boo, and sha sha. Right? I don't like working with people that want to play games. I don't like working with people that are not really serious about this craft. Right? I don't like working with people like that. And to work with us, the coaching fees are high. Our time is valuable, and I just don't have the time to work with and give my time to people that aren't interested in investing in themselves. So fees are what they are, and it's not even a big deal, right? It's not even a big deal. You're in or you're not, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. But I'm telling you that with the right mindset, we're big on mindset over here. With the right mindset, being coachable and ready to change your life. You changing your life, not me changing your life. I can provide you with the information, the knowledge, the tools, everything that you need. But you have to do it. We do take on investment capital. We do take on investment capital. However, we're very selective on what capital we take in. I don't care how much you're trying to give. Try and give 20 million, 50 million, doesn't matter. That's not the issue. But if I don't really like you, if I don't really like who you are as a person, then I'll respectfully decline to take your investment capital. That's just, it is what it is. Because I do have to answer to the SEC. I do. Right? And I do have to run checks on who you are, where your capital is coming from. I have to make sure that you're not on the global watch list, things like that. I just do, because I respect our government. And whatever I may say about the financial system and everything like that, the one thing that I do have respect for is our government. And I'm never trying to do anything to anger them or get on their bad side. So not only do we try to be compliant, but we try to be overly compliant. We try to be over compliant with what they're asking us to do. So instead of taking on a bunch of capital, like we know some platforms, give me all the money, give me all the money, give me all the money. Then say, whoa, we got a problem. Yeah, so we don't want to be in that situation where we're taking on 14, 15,000 people at one time. We can, but we don't want to take that on. And now we're having some little issue where somebody has penetrated the security of the company, and I haven't been able to personally keep a watchful eye on what's going on. Right? So we don't want that happening. So we just get very selective on whose capital we take in, who we work with as students, etc. Because this thing that we do, I can talk about it. And I can educate people on it, but I don't take people on so that they can do something unlawful or something unscrupulous to, a homeowner that's looking to get out of their financial debt. So that's where we are. And we have a very personal relationship with our students, right? So sometimes if I got to be on a Zoom call with you, I got to be on a Zoom call with you for an hour or so. If I'm not liking you, like, I don't want to put that time into you if I'm not liking you. I don't want to put that time into somebody if they're arrogant. I don't want to put that time into somebody if they're calling me every 5 minutes. I have students that will hit me up, and I might not get back to them for a week. But they know I haven't forgotten them. They know that I haven't given up on them. They know that I haven't pushed them to the side. They know that I'm going to get back to them. They already know it. But I got a family, and I like to, outside of all the money, I like to be a husband, and I like being a dad. I like being a husband and a dad. And I like my life. So I like to have people that I like working with, people that's going to understand that sometimes I get tied up and I need to dedicate time to my family to make sure that, my wife is cool and that she's happy, and my kids when they need to talk to me about something, that I'm available. Right? Sometimes I might be doing a call and my son coming to my office, and I gotta say, I gotta call you back because my son want to talk to me for a minute. Yeah, but we was just about to talk about. I get it, but I got my son need me right now, so I gotta call you back. Doesn't matter what we was talking about. So we have people that we work with currently, and they're locked in. They're locked in. And they know that we provide a personal touch on them and with them, and that we love them like they're our own family. So if you have, it's 10 o'clock, I've been talking for 2 hours. I can go on and on to the break of dawn, to the early morn. But if y'all got questions or whatever, Lambo, I'm open.
Dude, you first of all and foremost, before we get that, I gotta hit this bell, man. You've been delivering fire nonstop, brother, on here. Full salute on there, man. I am not even much lying to you. But yes, we are opening up to question and answers. So definitely that's something that we're gonna do, man, on here, man. I mean, he delivered an amazing, from start to finish. It's been nonstop, pointing us in the face with information. And man, your wife, like my wife, man, Michelle in there, man, she was in there, brother, going in. I said, oh, this is good right here, baby. This is good right here. So we're going to open it up, question and answers. Listen, let me know. Please be respectful and everything, man, of your time. We're going to do something, though, something even different, rather than even people trying to write in the chats or anything else like that, right? We're going to do something different, man, okay? What I'm going to do on here.
Take a bio break.
Yeah, go ahead. What I'm going to do on here is we're going to go ahead and put the link, right, to this in the chat where you can ask an actual live question. Just click on the link. You can come behind back door. Just click on the link. It's in the chat. And you can come on here and ask. You don't have to math. You don't have to put no screen up or anything else like that. But you guys can click on the link, come back. I will actually let you in. We will go in order. We can ask. You guys can come on here and ask live questions rather than just typing in the chat. Because I know there's a lot of times that a lot of people like to articulate it. Me and Coach have already talked about this and everything, man, prior to the show of you guys coming on. We want to be definitely respectful, but definitely click on the link, sign up. You will come backstage, and then we can go ahead and ask your questions live right here to my guy and everything, man, Amed, man, and he will definitely go ahead and answer your questions. So again, a lot of information, a lot of work. Again, you don't have to go ahead and put your camera on, but you can come on there and actually speak and actually talk and really go ahead and answer your questions or ask your questions and hopefully get them answered right here. So it's in the chat. If you're on YouTube, it's in the chat. If you're on Facebook, I'm sorry, you're going to have to go ahead and try to put it in the stream or whatever the case may be, and we will definitely get you right. If not, you can write your answers in the chat for some of you guys who may be on here. And you may say, Lambo, you know what? We don't want to go ahead and have our voices on here. I'm just making sure that you do get both options, whether you want to go on ahead and write it in the chats or you want to be able to come online and you guys can come on live and ask your question by just clicking on this link right here that I just put right here in the chats. Just click right here on this link right here. Just put in the chat. You guys can come on and talk live, and you guys can ask questions, anything. But please be respectful so we can kind of get through questions and stuff like that for the next person if you guys want to do that. Again, I know one question. A lot of people, man, they're excited, man. I can give you a question and stuff like that, man, that I know that I would like to ask, as well as I know a few other people like this. So with mortgage notes in this game, can you actually buy a property or a family acquire a property with it actually not being a business transaction and they can actually probably have the first home to live in it or anything else like that?
Yes. So what that looks like is you basically could buy the asset,
Mm-hmm.
and many times the owners want to leave the property for whatever reason. It could be relocation, it could be a death in the family, it could be they scaling up, they scaling down, right? They just want to be done, but they don't know how to ask the bank to relieve them of the debt. So you purchase the asset and you can reach out to them and ask them, do they actually want to leave the asset? Do they want to leave the property? And in many cases, they're going to say yes. And so you could just grant them, y'all are out, get stuff, and you could be out, and they leave willingly. And now that's your property.
Wow, facts. So now, is this also, and we're going to talk about the shout out and everything, man, Coach Rashid and Murph. I love it, love it, love it. Is this also actually a way of subject to? Is it similar to subject to? Or how different is from mortgage notes to the subject to actual practice?
Okay. So in a subject to, and I'm going to tell you, at one time, Rochelle was known as the subject to queen, right? She was going all across the country. I got video footage. I got receipts. She's going all across the country teaching on subject to.
Yeah.
All right. So with the subject to, the owner basically sells the property to someone else. And now, instead of the loan transferring from the original owner to the new person, the property is transferred, but the loan still stays in place, right?
Gotcha.
That's subject to. Now, with mortgages, right, that if you own the mortgage, if you're stepping into the shoes of now the bank, then when the person is leaving the asset, when the person is leaving the property, they're just deeding the property back to the original lender. So now you now own the property and the mortgage, but because you own the mortgage, you don't have to pay yourself. It just dissolves itself away. And ask it, bro. Ask it.
Man, this is y'all don't understand, man. And shout out and everything to my guy Jack. We're gonna get to him. We're gonna bring him on stage and everything, man, real quick. You guys know him as Crypto King Jack, man. Jackson Armstrong, man. Shout out to you. What it good, Jack? Talk to us, man.
Hey.
And that, guys, 100% was my guy, Mr. Amed Hazel. I just really wanted to go on ahead and let you guys understand the amazing general and the knowledge that he actually brought to the table. If you guys literally remember and go back and watch that particular video, it literally went on for another 2 hours of people just asking questions and getting on there and like really stating like, oh my gosh, I really want to go on ahead and talk about that. That gentleman who actually came up and asked the question, and I brought him up first, was my guy, Jackson Armstrong. Shout out to him for allowing him to help me meet my guy, Amed Hazel, and his wonderful wife, Rochelle Hazel, and meeting our heroes and everything that I had inspired and really took, a mentorship, man, from afar, and then was able literally, man, to become great friends this last little short of 2 years that we got a chance to know each other, man, about 1.5 years to be exact. And then really start doing business together, man. So I hope you guys really enjoyed that. And the way he talked about family, the way he talked about business, the way he talked about keeping the balance. That's always key out here of making sure you keep the balance. No matter in everything, man, if you have an amazing business, you have an amazing job, you're doing some amazing things out here, the balance and the love of actually being able to say, you know what, I'm having business right now. That's cool, but my family needs me. I got to hang up or I got to put this business down to attend to my family. One of the biggest things, man, that I told you guys on Tuesday night, if you guys remember, was his love that he had for his wife to do date nights. And they always kept that at the top of their list, no matter what. Outside of spending time with the family, doing all of the business, having date nights. And I know for some of you guys who are out there, you're probably saying to yourselves like, Lambo, wow, I didn't know he was that type of person. So when you guys see me and my wife out all the time, man, and I do try to take my wife out all the time because there was so many times I never got a chance to take my wife out or take her to go places or even celebrate places because of things were very tight and things literally, man, never worked out in our favor when we were going through our season of struggle and God was testing us with our stewardship. And so you see me reward my wife and my kids openly, always doing something, always spending that quality time outside of just a business of what I do, throughout the week. And that right there, man, goes unsaid. So when we actually talk about heroes, we actually talk about amazing leaders and what made them so great. It's the balance. And you've seen Rochelle in the comments in there being able to respond out of so much information and wisdom was dropped in that wonderful sit down. And I told y'all, you guys were going to definitely love the finale because he shared so much in that sit down. Literally, I put him out the gates and I say, hey, man, Amed, this is your show. This is your time. I need for you to go on ahead, man, and hit it off. This is literally turned over to you. And I'm telling you what, between the banking system, between structuring, between how you think about mortgages, how you think about real estate, how you think about investing, what you think about what you believe in wearing your emotions on sleeves when it comes to so many things in this space, you guys seen a doctor or literally a master at art in his craft literally be able to pick apart things and be able to do over $4 billion worth of deals in his lifetime between him and Shell and their wonderful family. You guys don't know. I got to give that up, man. When we talk about, have you done or even touched or what have you done when it comes to liquid of deals, and we talk about, levels of success, we talk about one of the best in the game, billions of dollars being done, billions with a B, not just an M. So I'm pretty sure of almost 2 decades, they knew what they were talking about because they studied and mastered that craft. I want to thank each and every single one of y'all for allowing this Amed Hazel Week to really go on ahead and take a deep dive in to the wonderful master, the wonderful genius, the wonderful brilliant mind of our dear friend, the infamous Amed Hazel. Brother, we love you. We appreciate you. We thank you for all that you have done to touch and help change our lives. Job well done, soldier. Job well done. The Leverage Show, man, we leave you guys with a wonderful happy Easter. Hopefully you guys have an amazing, wonderful weekend. You spend time with you, your family, your loved ones, man. You get out there, man, and you really go ahead and get yourself on the ball for this second quarter to start making some amazing progress for your 2025 year. Hopefully this literally jump-started you or opened your eyes or reopened your vision or reignited a fire within inside of you that great things will happen to you if you just continue to keep knocking on that door of opportunity. I love you guys, man. I thank so many of you guys in the chats, everybody who stayed with us to the end, and people who literally had to come back and rewatch this thing all over again. I truly appreciate you. Continue to send your prayers and thoughts and warm wishes to the Hazel family as Rochelle and the wonderful family deal with this truly tremendous loss, man, of a wonderful giant of this wonderful industry, man. Thank you, my dear friend. Thank you, my dear mentor. Thank you, my dear coach, my Kobe of real estate, Mr. Amed Hazel. Love you, brother. Listen, y'all, till Tuesday and Thursday of next week, we'll be right back here, right back on this same station, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. PST, man. Bringing some heat. You guys don't want to miss next week. We have some amazing guests, man, that are coming on the show Tuesday and Thursday night. So make sure you guys set your alarms, hit that bell notification, hit that like notification. Share this video with somebody who truly needs it, because it can definitely help change their life and get them on the path and the journey to an unlimitless amount of prosperity. Love you guys, man. Everyone take care. You guys have a great, safe night. And thank you again for joining us for my guy Amed Hazel's tribute and his finale. Love y'all. The next time, we out of here, y'all.